Runescape, the long-running MMORPG that has remained popular all of these years later thanks to some smart decisions such as allowing an old-school Runescape official client. But even the evolved Runescape is still kicking hard with new content on the way, with a new storyline, the Legacy of Zamorak. This will be a 6-month-long storyline building on the Elder God Wars saga. The team at Jagex promises bosses, quests, a wilderness reborn, skill updates, and more. This will add the 5th and final Elder God dungeon where you will face the God of Chaos, Zamorak. Zamorak is summoning hordes of infernal demons, and it is up to the players to put a stop to his plan by battling through waves of evil incantations and environments to get the Sword of Edicts deep in the wilderness. Unfortunately, Zamorak has summoned a massive infernal portal directly below the Sword of Edicts, so getting it will not be so easy. Players will venture below Sintistan into the Zamorakian undercity to battle it out with Zamorak's minions before facing off with the Zamorak himself. And we're going to discuss all the details that we have for this. And let's start that off with the Zamorakian undercity. It is a new elite dungeon filled to the brim with tough enemies and bosses full of danger, but also full of new loot opportunities. And we're going to dive into all that. Another cool feature of this new elite dungeon is that it can be played with 1 to 5 players, and it will scale its difficulty depending on the group's size. This is an attempt to make sure that it is challenging regardless of how you decide to tackle it, and with hopes of being something very replayable and enjoyable. Because one thing RuneScape likes to do, and wants you to do, is repetition. And that's not all, it also has an enrage system baked into this RuneScape elite dungeon that means as the enrage continues to increase, the enemies continue to get tougher. And event and also the enemy types will change at key milestones, meaning you must push forward before the odds are overwhelming. Now, although there are different ways to do the dungeon, such as story mode, the drops you will get will be scaled way down as compared to normal, and if you want the best drops, you must challenge this RuneScape dungeon in Enrage mode. Let's discuss these different modes real quick as described by RuneScape's official site. Story mode, this is the easiest of the modes, and Zamorak will do 90% less damage. However, as mentioned before, you will get significantly reduced loot tables here. Then there is the normal mode. This is the regular fight with Zamorak. And then finally, there is the Enrage mode. This is the ultimate test, as Zamorak is at full power and meant to challenge even the mightiest of warriors. And if you want to get on that high score, which we're going to talk about here in a minute, you'll have to play on this Enrage mode. Now, all 3 of those modes are available with 1 to 5 players, and there will be high scoring for each, 1 player, 2 player, 3 player, 4 player, or 5 player. Now, defeating Zamorak will require players to use their World Guardian powers to awaken the edicts. The fight will be mechanic based as players activate runes, but then also have to fend off the debuffs that Zamorak throws their way to slow them down as they activate each rune. RuneScape has released this chart showing the runes and the debuff you will receive when you activate each one, so that players can strategize and find a way through to defeat Zamorak and survive. Feel free to pause the video here and grab a screenshot, or head to the description down below for a link to it from RuneScape's official website. But the runes aren't the only mechanics here. Expect Zamorak to be throwing more wrenches in your plan, including Decimate, Infernal Tomb, Chaos Blast, Rune of Destruction, and Flames of Zamorak, and more. RuneScape reminds you that you are fighting a god after all. For those that manage to defeat the dungeon 25 times, they will unlock the ability to run the Freedom mode, which is like a shortcut, meaning you can skip directly to the Zamorak fight. Here are some rewards available for defeating Zamorak. The Bow of the Last Guardian. This is a T95 bow, but it drops in 3 separate pieces, which players will need to put back together to create the weapon after getting all 3 of the drops. It has a passive ability that grants a stack every time you hit your target, and once it reaches 8 stacks, it deals damage to the target based on your last used ability, and then starts building stacks again. This bow can also be dyed. Then there is the Vestments of Havoc. This is what they are calling a glass cannon T95 melee armor that helps you dish out big damage, but with very low defense. It has tier 100 damage bonus, so the highest damage boost armor in the game. It can also extend the duration of the Berserk ability and increase your max adrenaline. And then there is Zamo the Rak. This is a pet, and if you defeat Zamorak 500 times, you unlock a pet skin for Zamo the Rak. So the super elite people out there willing to do that, there you go. You get rewarded after your 500th defeat of Zamorak. There will also be new titles, a new melee ability called Chaos Roar that doubles the damage of your next hit. There's also to be new blank codex upgrades and reroll tokens. You can get 5 tokens from the Twilight of the Gods quest and a further token from completing Aftermath. And you can get 10 tokens from farming the Demon Invasions pre-release event. And lastly, there will be boss-specific high scores for ranked solo enraged kills, ranked trio enraged kills, ranked quad enraged kills, and ranked quintuple enraged kills. So if you want to get that on that high score ranked, you need to do it on the enraged mode, but it doesn't matter how many people, so they have one for solo, etc., on and so forth. Real quick before we continue on with the video, I want to give a thank you to the members of Napalm. This channel is completely community sponsored, and these are the brave heroes who have stepped forth to strap on their gear and sharpen their blades, and are casting the spells of awesome by becoming members of the channel. With exclusive perks, sneak peeks, and more, thank you for your support. And I think you are interested in supporting the channel. Click join down below for a list of options and add your name to the list of knights and mages on the Council of Napalm. And I want to give a special shout out to the Lords of Napalm, Bounty Code, Jared Woodhouse, Daimlers, Farthest Reach, Not Sid, Sparrow, Carsoning, Christopher Hensel, and Random Rob. Thank you for your highest tier membership. Now on to the video. And this is the information for the new content for Runescape. If you play Runescape, let me know if you're excited for this content in the description down below. And if you haven't played in a while, let me know a memory or your favorite memories from playing Runescape in the comments down below. One thing is for sure, I sure do respect all these old school MMOs such as Runescape from yesteryear still out here pushing to make new content for their player bases, and Runescape has really weathered the ages with an active population and a growing fan base all of these many years later. If you are new here, please hit that like button, it really helps me out, and please subscribe for more MMORPG content. I hope you enjoyed the update for RuneScape today, and until next time my friends, God bless and happy gaming.